101 shares. That gets you 504 votes, no, 404 votes. Okay? And you will vote all of those for your preferred candidate. So we know your guy is going to get 404. Let's see if this guy can make first and fourth. Remaining shareholders have 399 shares, which gives them, let's see, times 4. There is no way you can divide those 1,596 votes between 4 other candidates where the minimum is going to be higher than 404. It is just impossible. I mean, think about it. What is 1,500? That is actually 399. So the best the fourth candidate can get, other than my guy, is 399 votes. The best, because I'm gonna distribute the guy. The other 3 guys are gonna get something higher than 399. The worst I can give to that guy is the best I can give to that guy is 399. That's it. That means I'm guaranteed a seat. So these are more democratic regimes. But sometimes, even with cumulative voting, companies do these elections on a staggered basis. You guys know about the Senate elections in the US, right? A senator is appointed for a 6-year term, but every 2 years we have Senate elections because we replace roughly 1/3 of the senators, or we put them up for re-election every 2 years. But once I'm elected, unless I'm stupid enough to do something to one of the interns, I'm going to stay there for 6 years. Right? The idea kind of is you want to keep some of the expertise in there. Whether or not you agree with that, that's a different business, but that's how it works. Normally, a large company has boards of size 15, 20. If there are no staggered elections, if there are 20 seats available, or let's say 19 seats available, if I own 5% of the company, I can guarantee myself 1 seat with cumulative voting. So that makes company more democratic. But I'm going to be a little bit, as a management, more sinister and say, oh, we want to keep the expertise in the board. So every year, let's renew only 1/5. So instead of 20 every year, we're going to elect only 5. That means I now need more to be able to get my own guy. Okay. I'm going to finish up with a kind of anecdote on consequences of democratic versus dictatorial regimes and corporations. Back 2012, 2013, I had an MBA student. Those days, I was willing to teach MBA classes. And those days, our students had an option either to take a comprehensive exam to graduate after they finish with their classes or to write a master's thesis. I had a student from Slovak Republic and he said, I want to write a thesis with you. I said, okay. We started. I had read about a research from a colleague at UK where they found out that information quality among more democratic firms were a lot worse compared to dictatorial firms. They did that based on some measure of anti-takeover measures. We thought about it. There is a well-known pattern in stock markets. If you buy the winners of the last past year, you tend to make a lot more money compared to the average stock market. I mean, it kind of flies in the face of logic. Everybody knows what happened in the past, right? So why are you making more money than those guys? You don't have any informational advantage. And we said, maybe this whole momentum issue is compensation for information risk. Since we knew that dictatorial companies had better information quality, that risk is less. So instead of buying the top 10% of winners last year overall, you only bought top 10% of the democratic companies or dictatorial companies, and you compare the performance of all dictatorial companies, not just winners. Turns out you make less, slightly less, if you bought the winners of the dictatorial companies, which means there's no compensation for information risk. If you follow the same strategy with democratic companies, you make crap loads of money. If you bought the past winners of democratic companies, you made about 15% more a year. That's a lot of money compared to the rest of the democratic companies. Why? Because when market allows you to make those kinds of return, it's typically compensation for some sort of risk you took. In this case, it's the risk of what we didn't know, because we know information quality is low. So I need to be compensated for that, which means prices are lower right now relative to what they're going to be next year. Let's leave it at there. On Thursday, we're going to talk about the overall stock markets in general, and we'll add to the discussion of valuation using market multiples. All right? There won't be any jeopardy this week, but after the spring break, we're going to go into our regular schedule. I'll post your quizzes and stuff the weekend before you guys come back, and we'll do our, assuming I'm back to really normal, we'll do our regular schedule towards the end of the semester. All right? Happy to see you guys and be seen. You too. Bye-bye. Come on. Let me close these off and